Today is Friday the 15th, and tomorrow is opening day of gun season for deer here in Missouri. I'm not going to get to go because I'm on call this week, so we're going to do a real quick video on my top 5 picks for SHTF firearms. And this is just my pick. There's no wrong or right answers. This is just what I would want and what I have. So we're going to start out. The first one is a medium to full-size pistol, be it or revolver, but a handgun you can shoot well, carry on you at all times in a holster. If you're down to splitting wood for heat or gardening or anything like that, you can always carry a decent size handgun. As much as I carry the small little micro 9s and pocket pistols, I do believe that the medium to full size handguns in a really crap hit the fan situation that a person could shoot pretty good and pretty powerful, I think that's just a better choice. You can always have this. You don't have to have it draped over your shoulders. If you've ever tried to cut firewood or garden or anything like that, or if you've just had a rifle slung on you for 12 hours in a day, it's very cumbersome. A full-size, medium-size handgun you can keep with you at all times. We're going to move on to some long guns. The first long gun we're going to take a look at are any variety of .22 rifle. This here is just a little cheap Savage bolt action. Probably the most prominent .22 in use today is going to be a Ruger 1022, but I don't have one. Wish I did. They're awesome, and these are great. You can stockpile .22 ammo. They're easy to shoot for small game harvest and stuff like that, or pest control. And if needed, pulled into a get off my property type situation. Anyway, this is just a Savage, just a bolt action. I like it because I can shoot shorts and stuff like that through it. I'm going to see if my buddy Trenton can thread this one. I'll put a suppressor on it. But any .22, the 1022, the old Marlin Model 60 semi-autos, they're good ones. Rossi's got some. Everybody has got some .22s out there. They're generally fairly cheap, but this little Savage bolt action is the one I have, and I do recommend everyone has a .22. All right, moving on. All right, we're moving up in caliber quite a bit. This is an AR-10. This is an Aero Precision. It's in .308. I've got a suppressor on it. It's still loud, but it's a little quieter than it would be if it didn't. Now, this is what a lot of people call an MSR, modern sporting rifle. For a lot of folks, a 5.56 and AR-15 would be a better choice, but I live in a fairly rural area, and a lot of the things are going to be a little further off, and if you want to hit it just a little bit harder, the .308 will do that. Now, 5.56, cheaper ammo, easier to shoot, and a little less of a pain in the ass to get to run well. But this one here, it's got a Odinworks adjustable gas block on it. Got it tuned to run with a suppressor. It's got a Vortex Strike Eagle 1:8 optic. You can make some pretty far out shots, or you could use it pretty close up. It might be a little big to be a fighting rifle, and like I said, I think the AR-15 is a better platform if you're just planning on gunfighting. But if you're planning on doing that, you're probably not going to live very long anyway, so what's it matter? But a modern sporting rifle for, like I said, harvesting game, but something more in this line is more of a defensive tool. So we've got the full-size pistol, we've got the .22, and we've got the modern sporting rifle. And now we'll see what else. Again, we're looking at a little bit higher caliber. This is a Steyr Scout Rifle in .308. It matches the ammo that I'd run in my AR-10. This is a bolt action. It's got the extended eye relief scout scope on it. This is a pretty cool rifle. Most people, even folks that aren't gun people, that's had a grandpa that hunted, their dad hunted, inherited a rifle, will have a bolt-action rifle. A bolt-action can be called upon to do a lot of things. Most of them are in pretty serious calibers. You could use them for defensive purposes. Harvesting game is what the original, well, not really the original. Originally, they was used for fighting. But for most people that deer hunt, hog hunt, elk hunt, a lot of them use bolt-action rifles. They're very accurate. They shoot powerful cartridges. And if you practice, you can run the bolt pretty fast. You could pull it into a lot of different scenarios. Like I said, you could use it to harvest game, or you could use it for defensive purposes. This one here's got some pretty cool features, and I think I've done a video on it, but it's got a 5-round magazine back here. It's got one in the gun. It's got a little bipod built into it. It's got backup flip-up iron sights. But, like I said, any bolt action, personally, a lot of people have them. You could use it for a myriad of purposes, and they're very handy. So we're going to move on to what I think is probably, if I could only have one, that would be the gun that I would have. So let's take a look at it. All right. This is, without a doubt, the gun. Well, maybe not this one, and maybe not in this configuration. I don't like this pistol grip. But if I could only have one gun, and I wasn't fighting off hordes of zombies or bad guys or marauders every day, if it just had to be for a SHTF situation, I had to use it for food and somewhat for protection, it would be a 12-gauge shotgun. The reason behind that is, as good as 22 is, the squirrels, rabbits, and deer, they will be wiped out in no time if everyone is hunting them for food. They were almost hunted into, deer was hunted almost into extinction by a lot less of a population than we have now. So, through conservation and everything, the numbers have really grown up. But if the 300 plus million people are getting hungry and they're going out to deer hunt, there's not going to be any deer. Rabbits, squirrels, same way. You can hunt an area out. So behind insects, fish, the next most populated thing to eat is birds. And I can hit them pretty good with a 12-gauge shotgun. So for food procurement and self-defense and a little bit of everything else, a 12-gauge shotgun. Now, again, I'll say not this particular shotgun. This is just a shotgun that I have. I would much prefer a conventional stock and possibly one with screw-in chokes. But I would choose a 12-gauge for my crap-hit-the-fan rifle and be pretty happy with it. Like I said, as long as I wasn't having to fight my way through a band of marauders and stuff like that every day. 12-gauge is awesome. The problem with it is ammo is big, heavy, clunky. But if you're staying in and you're gardening and cutting wood and you have a base, you are set where you're at and you don't have to leave and run off. A 12-gauge shotgun, in my opinion, is the ideal firearm to have. Anyway, that is my, I guess, 5 guns for SHTF. If I, had to choose, hopefully we don't, because that would be a bad deal. There's a lot more important things that a person could consider if things get that bad. Mostly medicine, food, clean water, stuff like that. But anyway, as far as firearms go, that's my 5. Thanks for watching, and if you go deer hunting tomorrow, y'all be careful.